This weekend, we've got Alistair Overeem versus Augusto Sakai. We got another one of those matchups where it's the up-and-comer taking on the been there, done that, bet at the top guy. We've seen that kind of split in the main events over the last few weeks, where last weekend we had the up-and-comer win and Alexander Rakic dominating over Anthony Smith. But not too long before that, the been there, done that guy in Derek Brunson dominated over Edmund Shabazian. So, what are we going to see this time? A big factor of this fight is going to be an 11-year age discrepancy, where Overeem is 40 and Sakai just is 29. Sakai made a name for himself in the Contender Series. He's one of those guys that just seems to pick his shots really well. There's a ton of power behind him, and he's just kind of relentless. Just good fight IQ, hard to take down, coming at you with bombs. And he's on a 6-fight win streak coming into this, so there's hype behind him. It's always a TKO for him or a split decision, it seems to be. So it's one or the other. And with Overeem, he's won three out of his last 4, so it's not like he's on his way out. He's still looking great for 40. So this one, it's like, to me, it's close enough for me to bring it down to a stylistic matchup, where if you're looking at Sakai, he just kind of pressures, comes forward, and dirty box, makes it ugly, gets in your face, tries to land big shots. I think what's going to help Overeem is his ability to control in the clinch. He's one of the best at it at heavyweight of all time, for sure, even in those last few fights so recently. And I think that's going to give Sakai a lot of trouble, where like those tie clinches from Overeem, when it's up against the fence, it's just going to be an issue for him. When they're at distance, man, the speed might actually lie with Overeem in this one. I don't know. I think this is too deep of waters for Sakai just yet. But this is also one of those things where it's like, okay, man, Overeem is 40. We've seen him get knocked out, and there was, before his last win over Walt Harris, there was almost that vibe of like, all right, his chin's been broken, because we've just seen him get annihilated by Francis Ngannou in Detroit, by Stipe when he was TKO'd on the floor and put out cold, when Rosenstruck caught him a couple of fights ago and he crumpled. It's like, how much chin is still left? Is it because he's getting too old? But if I gotta make a prediction, I think this is gonna be a shining moment for Overeem. And I don't know how much longer we're gonna see him. I think maybe he's trying to make one more run now that what happened with Cormier and Stipe has brought a lot of attention to the heavyweight division. There's a lot more to be gained right now near the top. So, of course, for Sakai, this would be a huge jump in popularity and getting his name in the mix of these top 10, top 5. And for Overeem, it would be like, all right, give me this one more shot before I go out. So it's going to be really fun. It's going to be wild. It's a pretty great card. There's some, for just like one of these ESPN Plus, it's like a 6 p.m. main card on Saturday. And there's some fun stuff. Michel Pereira is on there. He's always wild, whether he's going to, get too crazy and get, gas himself out and get beat. It's going to be a good card, but this fight is so interesting, and I am so on board, and hopefully you are too.